Hello and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health, where we bring you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC. The agency is saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. My name is Tosin Omolaja.
As the world celebrates World Food Day, aptly themed this year as Grow, Nourish, Sustain Together, our actions are our future. We turn our gaze to exportation of regulated products, and NAFDAC plays a huge role in this regard. With the resultant effect of COVID-19 on our economy, dwindling revenues from crude oil export, an urgent need to diversify the economy, exportation of regulated products holds a key to improved foreign exchange earnings.
When you mention export, I hear trade. When you talk trade, I see Nigeria flourishing. Without trade, we cannot flourish as a country. Without industry, we cannot flourish as a country. But we can manufacture here, but if we are not exporting, that makes it even better because now we're increasing our foreign exchange and things like that, and also increasing our GDP.
Because NAFDAC is the agency that is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that the quality of exported food and other regulated products meet international standards. In 2018, the Director General of NAFDAC inaugurated the Export Committee with the sole aim of developing framework that enhances the agency's mandate as far as export is concerned, and policies that will encourage and spur exportation of NAFDAC-regulated products.
The goal is to make sure that we, as an agency, NAFDAC as an agency, plays the role that NAFDAC is supposed to be playing. In our mandate, we're supposed to control importation, exportation. And you cannot do exportation without making sure that what is being exported out will not be burnt, will not be destroyed because it didn't meet the country that is importing it, their specifications. Meaning, does it have chemical residue? Does it have aflatoxin, mold? NAFDAC is the one that is supposed to be doing that.
Many people involved in the exportation of agricultural products and other regulated products have done so without the oversight that only NAFDAC can provide in helping them get their products standardized and accepted globally. This has given rise to a lot of rejections and indeed concerns from the international community about the quality of products shipped out of Nigeria.
EU also visited me in Abuja that they need NAFDAC to do the quality assessments before this product is shipped out. You can imagine somebody, an exporter, or somebody who has cashew nut or whatever, spending millions of money to want to export, and the person exported and then it got burnt. This is painful. For people to have invested money here and then lose it, and then Nigeria to be given the label country that doesn't test what they are exporting. That is what breaks my own heart in terms of regulatory and what we're supposed to be doing. NAFDAC can do all the testing that we need to do to make sure that there is quality assurance that is already part of the export business.
Countries of the world have laid down standards of quality for imports into their territories, and NAFDAC, as a member of the global community of regulators, have all the technical know-how to ensure that all exports from Nigeria meets individual foreign country requirements as well as general benchmarks for safety.
We are part of Codex. Codex sets standards for all countries in terms of food. We know what EU specifications are, what US specifications are, because all of us are part of Codex. So it is not like, oh, we don't know and we are doing things sheepishly or blindly. No. So that is the standards that we follow when we do testing in the lab.
The Port Inspection Directorate of NAFDAC is the arm of the agency saddled with the responsibility of imports and export regulations. And despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, the Directorate has continued to foster innovative initiatives with the sole aim of easing exportation procedures.
In line with the mandate of this directorate to regulate importation and exportation of NAFDAC regulated products. During this COVID, as you are aware, the global pandemic has made all agencies to do some things differently. Our port inspection data and the risk management tool that we have, so I have to move all clients there. Prior to that time, what we were doing then was we actually do risk profiling of some of the companies that are importing NAFDAC regulated products. Based on the risk profile, we identify some people as priority clients. So they were the only ones using the application at the comfort of their table, on their laptop, on their phones. They could actually initiate their submissions of documents. So with COVID-19 now, it became apparent that all importers of NAFDAC regulated products must do their clearance online. And working with the customs, we were able to do all processes online without any trouble, and with what I call all the physical stamping or endorsement that we were doing before, we have to stop it. And the only time officers will now meet importers or their agents will be at the point of physical examination. So at the point of physical examination, that becomes something that they have to see what is inside the containers, and to see the nature of the product, as well as whether there is any violation on it or not. NAFDAC, under the current dispensation of Professor Moji Adeyeye, we have seen that that area is an area that could actually boost the economy of the country. And there are a lot of palliatives that have been given to them, but they are not making use of it.
Despite technological investments made by the agency to ensure ease, speed, and transparency, as well as other palliatives, many exporters still prefer to go through the back door at even greater cost and risk to their business.
Officially, for now, the volume of what we see that are being shipped out of Nigeria is still not encouraging. Having said that, that does not mean that people are not exporting. Rather, they don't come through NAFDAC. But the unfortunate thing, because they did not send their consignments through NAFDAC so that NAFDAC can verify the quality, they get to the countries where they are taking the consignments to, and they are returned. And we have been saying it every now and then, encouraging potential exporters to please pass through NAFDAC so that we can ascertain the quality of what they are sending to these countries. But rather than doing the right thing, they will prefer to smuggle it out. When I say smuggle it out, without getting NAFDAC involved. And to make it worse, at the port of departure, the exportation at the export bay, where consignments are being examined before they are being shipped, NAFDAC are restricted of getting access to that place. It is only when they return the consignments they will call us. I don't think that's how it should be. Because at the export bay, before these consignments are being released, there are some certificates that must be cited. So those are the laws that say that for you to make your products being exported to other countries, these certificates must be provided. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they know how they maneuver their ways. They know how they go without such certificates. And that's one of the things when such consignments get to such countries, they ask for such certificates and they can't get the certificates. They will obviously say that no, it does not meet our quality. the quality parameters that are supposed to have been ascertained before departure. So you will now see that it's a challenge. So I have a series of cases of such consignments that were returned from the US, from Europe, and now we are just struggling to salvage the situation. It's going to be a loss on the part of the exporter, but more importantly, it tells on the integrity of qualities of products coming from Nigeria to any other country. And we should look at it from that bigger picture.
To harmonize efforts and ensure that exports out of Nigeria is of quality standards, an interagency roundtable was organized by NAFDAC in 2019, where challenges and opportunities were deliberated.
This meeting is long overdue. It's long overdue because of our dear country, Nigeria, and because of what we have been seeing, or what I've been seeing over the last 18 months. We have the government-created agencies so that they can work together to make things work better for our people, to make Nigeria more respectable in the world, to facilitate trade, of course.
Representatives of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Nigeria Customs, and other agencies of government, exporters, and so on were in attendance.
It's a very important meeting, and we hope to have more of this. It's quite impressive to have a collaborative effort, by stakeholders in the shipping industry, especially NAFDAC, Shippers Council, Ports Authority, Quarantine, and the rest of them. Because when we collaborate, it's easier for the message to be sent to those involved in the business, that's the shippers those involved in export and import.
All Nigerians should be compliant in what they do. That is our creed here. So one, there must be that compliance of doing the right thing. Make proper declarations and attach the necessary documents. Make sure that the relevant agency who should see that the product, see it and issue their document of certification, and then we allow.
We want exporters to be more open, to come out and test their products, to seek information, to seek knowledge. If they want to export, they are expected to export in consonance with the standards of the importing country. So they should find out how they can achieve the quality before they go about packaging and shipping to other countries. So they can come forward, they can carry out their tests, they can seek knowledge to make things easier for them.
Engagement with stakeholders have shown that many of these exporters and those looking to join in the trade operate based on hearsay and rumors. These have created fear and engendered ignorance, which comes at great costs to many of them.
Because ignorance is the big thing and the chief thing there, because NAFDAC is not collecting money from these people. We are analyzing their product, that is quality status of their product is known. NAFDAC, we analyze it free of charge. What we are charging people is just some minor money, just to allow the process, because our processes and procedures are automated. So it's going to reach a point in which you have to pay a dime so that it can pass that level. That is the only thing we are charging. So NAFDAC has been doing export free of charge, but these people refuse to come through NAFDAC because of ignorance. NAFDAC is going to beat you. NAFDAC is going to delay you. But they refuse to know that a lot of time, a lot of developed countries have what we call RAF, that is rapid alert for food and feed. Immediately they get their goods there and it's not fit, NAFDAC will be alerted in all the goods. But yet it is that NAFDAC that you are evading. And when you carry NAFDAC license, your goods and yourself will be lauded at the international market.
NAFDAC and your else will be right back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you're watching NAFDAC and your else.
NAFDAC has put processes in place to mitigate the challenge of delay as complained by prospective exporters. So for varying categories of products, the agency ensures that export licenses and permits are issued within the shortest possible frame of time.
NAFDAC has been working assiduously to ensure that the export of these products are done in a very easy manner. And so a lot of things have been streamlined and made easy for clients now, or exporters. For instance, we have electronic platforms now that clients are able to sit in the comfort of their homes, in the comfort of their offices, and submit applications for export. And these are done in record time. In fact, issuance of export certificates is so fast now that within a short period of time of like 2-3 days, you are through with your export certificate.
There are several procedural boxes that must be ticked in order to get an export license approval. This essentially depends on the status of the products to be exported and the destination of the export.
The processing of exportation of regulated products falls into two categories. We have one category that has to do with the exportation of registered NAFDAC regulated products. And these are products that have undergone registration at the Registration and Regulatory Affairs Directorate, either the Drug Directorate or the Food section of R&R. And the submission of documents are done online. When these are presented to the Port Inspection Directorate, they undergo the processes of documentation review. At the point when the documents are reviewed, the products haven't been registered. They do not have to go through facility inspection. Rather, the documents submitted are reviewed, and then they go to the end point, which is the issuance of the certificate of export. And these export certificates or approvals fall into about 3 different categories. For pharmaceutical products, certificate of pharmaceutical products are issued to them, while for other products that are either cosmetics, agrochemicals, or registered food products, they are issued export certificates, or they are issued certificate of free sale. And in some other cases where required, they are given combined certificate of manufacture and free sale. The second category of products that are processed through the export processing in Port Inspection Directorate are the semi-processed and processed food commodities. These oftentimes do not require full processing for them to obtain NAFDAC registration certification. Rather, because of the nature of the products and because of the nature of the facilities and the manufacturer and processors that handle them, they are usually small-scale industries, and they present their documentation at the Post Inspection Directorate via the online process on nigeriantrade.gov.ng. That's the trade.gov.ng portal/NAFDAC. And once they present it on the export side of the Port Inspection Directorate on the trade portal, they undergo the documentation review, and they also get a notification to proceed to the Food Safety and Applied Nutrition Directorate for their inspection of their facility. And this inspection has to do with ensuring that they meet the basic requirements for both the current good manufacturing practices, the good hygiene practices, and to ensure that we monitor the food safety system that are carried out in the processing of this commodity. And this has to do with us, the agency evaluating their HACCP system that they have put in place. That's hazard analysis and critical control point system they have in place to ensure that there is accurate and proper food safety procedure in place at the points throughout the processing chain in the, that they undergo. That's the second stage. The third stage is laboratory testing. At the point of inspection, samples are taken for laboratory analysis, and they are presented to the NAFDAC Food Laboratory, either in Lagos or in other centers across the nation, because the food safety of the NAFDAC food safety offices that carried out the inspection for Lagos, we have the Food Safety Directorate that's headquartered in Lagos, but we also have the food safety offices at the various state offices across the Federation, and they carry out this facility inspection to ensure that the quality certification is in place, so that we can, by the time we take the samples are processed to the lab. After analysis, the result of the laboratory analysis is now forwarded to the Port Inspection Directorate, and if satisfactory, the application is processed to the final stage of the issuance of the health certificate or the export certificate, as the case may be, as required by the destination country where the product is expected to be exported to. And in order to ensure that we maintain this quality standard and we project the image of Nigeria, our country, in proper light in international trade circles, we ensure that every commodity presented for certification are analyzed in line with the quality requirements in the destination countries. And these are taken care of at the time when the products are sent or processed to the laboratory, to ensure that all the critical parameters required at the destination country are actually tested. And it is expected that manufacturers and processors, either small scale, medium scale, or whatever scale they represent, make sure that they build the quality or the expected quality of the product into the product during the processing or the manufacture, so that we can reduce the rejection of made in Nigerian goods on one side, and also economic loss to the manufacturers or the processors.
The agency is engaging stakeholders to get them better informed about exportation.
The Director General set up a committee to look into all these issues, and we feel that we should start from stakeholder sensitization. And this stakeholder sensitization is going to be across all the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Our officers in those zones would have identified those who are involved in the exportation of NAFDAC regulated products, and we will engage them. Again, this is likely to be through a virtual process. We plan to have a physical sensitization program in May. Actually, we proposed May 23rd this year, but that was the peak of the lockdown, so we couldn't do that. So now we are considering a virtual sensitization workshop with the key stakeholders who are involved in exportation of NAFDAC regulated products.
And that's our package for today. Please join us same time, same station next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700-162-3322. For complaints, please call 0800-162-3322 or email nafdac@nafdac.gov.ng.
Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. See you next week. Stay safe.